Alright, people. I'm back. And that can only mean one of two things.
What are those?
Either you're getting the taste slapped out of your mouth by Alberto El Patron, or you're watching the midweek wrap-up on the Wrestling Rundown's YouTube page.
I'm going to say they're watching the midweek wrap-up on the Wrestling Rundown page. But I'll let you know that somebody gets the taste left out of their mouth by Alberto El Patron on the midweek wrap-up.
And his name rhymes with Smack Blevins.
It does. But we're not going to start there. We're going to start with a quick run-through of Tough Enough. I know you didn't watch Tough Enough this week.
Nope.
So I'll go through it real quick. After last week, a lot of people were saying that Diana should have gone home. She took it personal, and she fucking left. She just packed her shit up. She left at 2 a.m. They went to training the next day, and they're like, oh, well, shit, she's gone now. And so even though it wasn't announced this week, it was announced on their Facebook and through Twitter that Chelsea Green, most of you probably don't remember her from her I had an affair with Daniel Bryan, I was the physical therapist, blah, 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 bullshit leading into the SummerSlam match.
We tried to steal the TNA storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, she
That
is.
was sad.
She is apparently going to be taking Diana's place.
So she's going to be playing the role of Diana for the rest of this season of Tough Enough.
If she wants to keep up the drama bit, I guess, maybe, sure. Their challenge this week was all about character. The special guest was Seth Rollins. He talks about Rollins. He drove in a yellow Hummer while they were
very
training.
eco-friendly. Come on, Rollins.
It wasn't Daniel Bryan. Rollins don't give a fuck.
Rollins said on the Unfiltered that he wants to live a Daniel Bryan lifestyle.
Yeah, after he's out of wrestling. He's still in wrestling. He's
No,
goddamn champion.
or fuck nature up, I guess.
Yeah, his whole thing was, you don't have to be, 6'4" and 270 pounds to make it. You gotta have character. You have to connect to the audience. So he gave them.
How come I feel like short guy is gonna thrive during this one too?
Short guy? ZZ?
No,
Short guy. What did you
guy,
say?
the guy who fucking wins everything. Guy.
Tanner?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't.
Oh.
Pretty much.
I'm just used to him winning.
What happened is they were each given an envelope, and in each envelope they had a different character that they had to play. And so they got to go through like a wardrobe section of the Performance Center where they got to pick pieces out, create an attire, and they did an entrance for the rest of the competitors and Billy, Lita, and Booker. And I don't remember all of them because not all of them are memorable like most of the people on Tough Enough. The winners, again, they were actually the same people that thrived in the physical challenge last week with the bumping. It was Patrick and Georgia. Patrick was an evil, like an evil genius kind of thing. He was he did kind of a Dr. Evil kind of thing. He asked Lita if he could borrow her dog, and he walked out with the pet and these glasses and stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was called. And then Georgia had Bitchy Boss, and she kind of looked like Lana mixed with Katrina, which was kind of hot. Commanded the ring really well. And then we transitioned into the bottom three. Bottom three ended up being Sarah Lee, Daria, and ZZ.
I like Sarah Lee.
So
And ZZ.
their last.
Who was the middle one?
Daria.
No light bulbs going off on that one.
So they all got to do, for their final plea towards
The judges.
towards the judges and to the people watching, people voting. They all got to do their entrances one more time to try and make a bigger impression. Sarah Lee had The Queen of Mean, she wore like a studded jacket. She had a crown.
She doesn't look very mean.
No, and she did the same exact thing she did for the judges that she did on the show. Didn't really change much. Daria had Fallen Angel. She had a cool idea where she came out in like a white fur coat. She had a halo, and she walked out. She was all real nice, and then she got down low, and then she threw the jacket off, and she was wearing like red and black underneath. So it was like she turned from an angel to a demon. It was a cool idea, but still didn't quite get over. ZZ got American Hero, which was hilarious because he had a wonderful idea. His whole thing was he knows that there's many different definitions of an American hero.
Real American hero.
So, just I want you to picture this, okay?
I'm already picturing it. I'm picturing him in Hulk Hogan's Mr. America costume.
Not quite.
Well,
I was really hoping that they'd let him come out to Real American, but I think Hulk Hogan might have tried to drop a leg on him if he did. No, he had.
And they can't have Hogan hurting himself on top.
He had cowboy boots, really tight red shorts with white stars on them.
Okay, I can imagine the cowboy boots.
He
probably wears those all the time.
He had a sparkly, almost Chris Jericho-esque vest that had the American flag on it. And then he had a red, white, and blue headdress.
Native American?
Native American style. And then he had a bear in his tank top thing. And he
A real bear?
No! What the fuck would they have a real bear on Tough Enough?
I don't know.
It was a little stuffed bear. It was like a polar bear or something. But his idea was each part of his attire represented a different type of American hero. He had
cowboys.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. He had the boots for the working men. The people that that build the cities, and all those people that make America run. Yeah,
they usually wear steel-toed boots, not cowboy boots.
Well, he had a cool idea. He had the Native Americans were the original Americans. They were heroes.
They were the real Americans. Not you, Hulk Hogan.
We, the people. Yeah, he had a cool idea, and when he got to
what did the teddy bear mean?
The teddy bear, his whole thing was as an American hero, he wanted to make people laugh. He wanted him being a hero, he wanted to make people enjoy themselves. Just so he had a little mascot. He was a little bear. It was for the kids. Okay. So when he got to express his ideas, it came across a bit better than when he walked out. Yeah. If you want to get the full detail, I'm not going to go into full detail on what they were talking about him and everything. But in the end, Daria got eliminated. She was, I don't really know who she was. Others that really shone in this particular challenge, Mata did a really good job. He got King of the Ring and actually came out like a pharaoh looking idea since he's proud of his Egyptian heritage. What's the big? Josh got a British brawler. Came out with a British flag wrapped around his tied up. What is going on? What? What's happening? What's happening?
I'm blurring us with my mind.
Stop that shit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh. Whew. Anyway. Yeah, he had the British flag. It's messing with me. British flag wrapped around his arm, had the whole accent thing. It was cool. He did a cool thing, but they didn't quite make as much of an impression as Georgia and Patrick did. So we're moving forward into another week where I don't know. Still not fully sold on the whole Tough Enough gig this season.
I was unsold during the first episode.
I know. Let's stop talking about tough. Let's move on to main event. Want to do that?
Please.
Move on to main event. All right, we're gonna move on to main event.
Heath Slater vs. Neville.
Is that yelling? Really?
No.
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 Sure.
Yeah.
Do it.
Searle.
Neville versus Heath Slater. Neville made Heath Slater look.
Oh, duckhead ass.
Neville made Heath Slater look really good for most of this match. Though he can only look so good when you lose to Neville in Neville fashion with the red arrow.
Neville fashion.
Yeah. We had a the fact that we had like a promo that meant something about a match on main event was really weird. Cesaro.
Can you fit main event at least one more time into that sentence?
Main event.
Sure.
Main event.
Cesaro cut a promo talking about how good his matches with Cena were, and the fact that he's going to have to fight Luke Harper, who's a whole different animal than John Cena.
Now Luke Harper interrupted.
Like it.
And Cesaro said,
"Dick,
can I help you?" And Luke Harper says,
"Yes, I would like a cheeseburger."
That's not what he said. He said, "I'm not the one that needs help." And then
my partner, both of our partners need help.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they're going to be in the main event of the main event. Up next, we have the Lucha Dragons taking on the Matadors. This is the first time we've seen the Matadors in how long? Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, but I'm more impressed with the fact that DX was fitting into the Lucha Dragons costumes.
They were very very DX-esque with their neon green and their black. This was a fun match.
A degenerate color scheme, if you could say that.
Yeah. There's so much action in this match. It's hard to really call it.
They definitely lean towards making the Matadors bad guys.
Yes. Yeah.
They had them throw Torito onto Kalisto.
And Torito was like, "The fuck? What was that for?"
Bro, don't throw me. I'm a human being, not a chair.
But the Lucha Dragons end up picking up the win. Kalisto dives out onto Fernando, while Sin Cara hits the rolling senton off the top to Diego and picks up the win.
Shut the fuck up, King and Rich. It was off the second.
What does my note say?
Say top rope to piss me off.
Yes.
Fucker.
He did it off the second rope, but this guy was freaking the fuck out because King and Rich kept saying it was off the top rope.
Like 8 fucking times.
I'm so glad you're back.
If I wasn't so tired, I would chop you.
I'm glad you're tired.
But right now my arms feel like lead.
Yeah. And then we had our main event, Cesaro versus Luke Harper. Cesaro is on a roll with the last 2 weeks, just killing it with Cena on Raw. He gets to go against Luke Harper, a much different
animal than John Cena.
Thanks. Much different.
Luke Harper interrupted.
Much
Cesaro
different.
said, "Can I help you?"
And then Sin Cara did a rolling senton off the top.
Fuck.
No, this was a much different
It'll make
pace.
us blurry again if you don't knock it off.
A much different pace than the matches with Cena, just because Luke Harper is more difficult to throw around. Though he did do fucking Luke Harper did a step up Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. These guys had a long rivalry in Chikara
Yeah, absolutely.
during the mid
I
2000s.
think we've talked about this during
a couple weeks ago. They had a match.
On main event, I think. Yeah, they had the first ever cage match in Chikara.
Yeah.
So obviously they know each other really well, and I'm sure they've gone against each other in more places than just Chikara.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to see these guys get to thrive against one another. And yeah, Harper pulling out the step up Hurricanrana is just fucking mind blowing. Cesaro looking in just as good a fashion as he has the last 2 weeks against Cena.
They had a really good idea behind this match that both guys picked out a specific body part on the other
Right.
to work over. Harper was going over Cesaro's left shoulder.
Yep.
Cesaro after the knee of Harper.
Yeah, and Cesaro obviously looking for the sharpshooter that he's been using. And he ends up getting it at the end after doing the big swing. Gets about 5 rotations with Luke Harper, drops him, immediately transitions into sharpshooter. And
Luke Harper tapped out really fast.
Yeah, he didn't last very long in that sharpshooter. He was
like,
done.
I'm so dizzy.
He's ready to move on.
So dizzy.
So we had a good episode of Main Event. We're gonna move on to Lucha Underground. We open up with Pentagon talking to his master, saying that his next sacrifice will be Vampiro. What's his real name?
Ian Hodgkinson.
Yeah, he said that, and I was like, who the fuck is that?
And I'm like, Vampiro.
And I was like, oh shit, that's his real name?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, he has his sights set on, what's his name again?
Vampiro.
The other one.
Vampira Canadianese.
The real one.
Ian
Hodgkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's got his mind set on Ian Hodgkinson. So we'll have to see if he gets a chance to get there. But our first match, we had the Mac.
I bet he does.
First match, we had the Mac taking on Cage. We had some big, high-flying dudes taking each other on.
Yeah.
This was a fun match to watch, just because these guys are just monsters, but they're just flying around the ring like luchadors.
Yeah, the Mac thrives in that situation too.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, he doesn't look like really anything special whatsoever.
He's really frumpy. The Mac
I said he looks like a coked out Coco Beware.
He's frumpy. He looks like he'd be like he'd just punch people just because he can't really do anything else.
Yeah.
But then he does hurricanranas and planchas and fucking
moonsaults.
Everything. The guy, it's amazing to watch these two go against each other.
And Cage is super duper strong. If you haven't picked that up from any of the previous episodes that Cage has been on.
If you don't look at Cage and think he looks strong, there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with me. Hey, I know you.
God. He's been playing with a speaking spell.
Play with me.
No. The Mac ends up winning with a roll through, getting the schoolboy roll up and hooking both legs on Cage.
It's like a schoolboy roll up with a double hook.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he does the bit, he schoolboys and then he's got the knee hooked with his head and the heel hooked with his other hand.
Yeah. So the Mac picks up the win over Cage. Moving on, we had Son of Havoc was just kind of hanging out in the locker room, walking around with his Trios championship.
Yeah.
He gets visited by Katrina.
From behind.
Katrina saying that, in time the disciples are coming for the Trios championships, but tonight death comes for you because you'll be facing Mil Muertes. Ivelisse says, hey, back the fuck off.
Back off, bitch.
Back off, bitch. Then she starts...
they start looking like they're gonna make out.
I was hoping for it, and then Havoc's like, no, don't do that. And then she ends up like disappearing, and then the lights flicker, they come back on, and Ivelisse is on top of Son of Havoc, and Helico walks in and goes, oh god, don't tell me you guys are getting back together.
And they both went, shut up. And you laughed a lot.
It was funny. It was a really funny segment. I appreciated it. Then we had Vampiro interviewing Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
you can kind of tell where this is going.
There's no reason this would happen other than storyline building.
Yeah.
Because you don't send in the guy who just got pissed off by the other guy to interview him.
Well, Vampiro was trying to be professional though. He kept saying, he's like, you know what? I apologize for what I did last week. My time has come and gone. This is about you. I want to know your story. I want to...
My time is up. Your time is now. basically what I'm saying.
Pretty much, it ends up with Pentagon Jr. telling Vampiro that he's gonna beat the fuck out of him. And
He's a coward.
And he throws the chair and walks away.
You're a coward, Vampiro.
I am not Vampiro.
Oh. That's sad.
Why?
Because I think it'd be cool if Vampiro was a guest on the Wrestling Rundown.
Vampiro, if you want to be a guest on the Wrestling Rundown, you are more than welcome.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. It's only about a day's drive from you.
Yeah.
Where you're filming.
Then we went into Mil Muertes taking on Son of Havoc.
This reminded me a lot of Mil Muertes versus Phoenix. With a lot less death.
Well, no, there was a lot. On the part of Son of Havoc, there was less death.
Let's just talk about Katrina being magic. Because she made the disciples of nowhere.
That was pretty fucking cool.
And
because,
then she like force choked Evilise.
Yeah, because she
she really choked her.
Like,
it looked like
Mil Muertes is like Son of Havoc is actually doing a lot of damage to Mil Muertes. This is probably the most that's happened to Mil Muertes, other than maybe his match against Drago. But Son of Havoc, he's holding his own, and then it gets to a point where Evilise and Evilise and Katrina have their deal. But Katrina starts flirting with Angelico, and like as she's flirting with him, like Evilise kind of like gives her way over, and like apparently pisses her off. She raises the fucking rock into the air, and the fucking disciples appear behind Angelico out of fucking nowhere.
Out of thin air.
And then...
Thin fucking air.
So they start beating up on him, and then she chokes Evilise down, and this...
They tease another, like, make out.
A little bit. And then Havoc goes, oh shit, I better save people.
Well, she hits her in the head with the rock, too.
Oh yeah! Yeah, she beat her in the face with a rock. And then...
That's like... I understand this is a wrestling show, but... Evilise, you could get her for assault with a deadly weapon. Or attempted murder or something.
Then Havoc says, oh shit, I better like try and save them. So he dives onto the disciples, takes them all out. Katrina kind of backs off, but then he decides, okay, cool, everything's cool out here. I'm gonna get back in the ring, and then he I think he springboards right into...
Jumps off the top rope and
gets caught, gets hit with the flatliner. Mil Muertes picks up the win, and then Katrina gets real low on Son of Havoc.
She got licky with it.
Lots of boobage.
He opened his mouth.
He did. Smart man. I salute you. Anyway. Then we had Tejano doing a promo, calling out Chavo after making the save in the championship match against Puma last week. Really evening up the odds for Puma. Which, one thing I forgot to mention to you is that if Conan got involved, like physically or with the cane at all, Chavo would automatically win the championship. So Chavo had Cortez and Castro, and Puma had no one until Tejano came out, took care of the crew, and Puma retained. So Tejano is
calling Chavo out again.
Yeah, calling Chavo out again, saying he's gonna break his other leg. Apparently, whatever the injury was last week was an injury to one leg, and so Tejano's gonna go after the other one. The crew comes out and attacks Tejano, and then we see Blue Demon come out and make the save, runs the crew off as they're trying to get chairs. Then he grabs a chair and he whacks Tejano on the head with it.
Boo.
And apparently Blue Demon is pissed off. Chavo got into his head with the whole pride thing last week.
It's okay, you guys can get married now. Wrong pride?
Yeah,
my bad.
Like personal pride, not gay pride.
My bad.
And then in our main event, we had Atomico's action. We had Team Mundo taking on Team Patron.
Yeah, Mundo's team.
We had
Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, and John Hennigan.
No,
versus
it was
Alberto El Patron, Alberto Del Rio, Dos Caras Jr., and El Hijo de los Dos Caras.
No, it was Johnny Mundo, Hernandez, Superfly, and Jack Evans. I wonder where this is going. Going against Alberto El Patron, Sexy Star, Drago, and Aerostar.
I'll start on that team.
Yeah. And so we get Mundo immediately tags out, doesn't want to do anything at the beginning.
Well, he tries
to tag in Superfly and Hernandez. They both jump.
They bail. They're like, fuck off.
So Jack Evans gets tagged in, and he's in there with El Patron. He starts getting all flashy. He's like, "Hey, look at this flip I can do. Look how smooth I am." And then fucking El Patron just smacks the fuck out of him.
Sounded like this.
Exactly. Yeah. This match is absolutely
Alberto El Patron of the Slavaho tribe.
This match was absolutely insane. There was way too much action to call in this. Like
here, I found myself at a crossroads with this match.
Okay.
Because it was busy, and there was lots of shit going on, but none of it that exciting.
Remember when Drago landed on his face?
Ouch.
He did his little like flippy plancha thing off the top rope, and like landed it. But then, like, apparently was too top heavy and landed on his face and rolled out for a good 2-3 minutes of the match.
Better than that. I mean,
even
when he came back to the ringside area, he didn't get back up on the apron.
Until the very end.
Yeah. When they started doing all the run-ins. And
yeah.
shit.
And yeah, there was a lot going on, and Superfly had some good stuff.
At one point, El Patron chased Johnny Mundo away.
Yeah, and
Johnny Mundo teleported to the other side of the arena. It's okay though. He parkours, so he could probably get there really fast.
Probably. He had a secret passageway somewhere. Made it back to the ring.
Hornswoggle.
They're Mexican leprechauns. Mexicans?
El Hornswoggle.
Johnny Mundo ends up picking up the win for his team as Sexy Star dives onto him. He's able to do the roll through and hook the leg and get the pin on Sexy Star. Yeah, I mean, there was so much going on in this match. It was really difficult to keep up with a lot of the action. Each person got a chance to really shine, though, so no one was really kind of cast aside. This is probably the most impressive we've seen in Superfly since he debuted.
Except for Jack Evans' teeth.
Hey, it was impressive watching them fly across the temple. But that wouldn't be the end because we'd get a sneak attack on Vampiro by Pentagon Jr.
Not cool, Pentagon.
Kicked him in the back of the head,
back
and then
of the fucking head.
and then whacked him with a chair a couple of times.
With the chair, fucking chair. And he kicked him in the chest really hard.
Yeah. So we're
and then he dumps a bunch of gasoline on him
and threatens to set him on fire unless Vampiro faces him at Ultima Lucha.
So we'll give you 1 week to decide.
Or I'm gonna set your ass on fire.
Pentagon, you wasted your gasoline. I guarantee you it's probably not gonna still be on Vampiro in a week.
I hope Vampiro wears exactly what he wore on this week's
And
Lucha
Matt
Underground.
Stryker complains the entire episode about how bad Vampiro smells like gasoline.
That'd be hilarious. We just find out that Vampiro laid in the temple for a week, really contemplating.
He just never got up from where he was.
Yeah, he's just laying in a pool of gasoline, debating whether or not he wants to face Pentagon Jr. Oh man. We're gonna finish off with NXT. We open up with the tag team match, the challenge put out by Emma and Dana last week.
Well, Sasha put out the challenge.
Well, the challenge was... The challenge for the match, yes, but the challenge was set for Sasha to find a tag team partner.
Which she didn't.
She did not.
Tag team partner found her.
But she was going to she was gonna go it alone. She was gonna do a handicap match
Like a boss.
until Charlotte came out and said, "I'll be your tag team partner, but you owe me one." And she was, and they kicked the shit.
Like the Jedi Masters they are.
Kicked the shit out of Dana and Emma.
Shard Quan Jin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. You okay?
No, I'm not. Yeah, they end up pulling out the win. There wasn't really anything impressive in this match. It was just kind of a match. Granted, you're not going to get a lot from Dana, and Emma doesn't get a lot of ring time.
This seemed way more just the nostalgia trip for like, ooh, Charlotte and Sasha are back together. We hated them when they were together, but now that they haven't been together and they're back, it's cool.
I still think it's going to play into them going on the main roster, but that's
Vintage.
That's just my opinion. They do end up picking up the win. Sasha gets Dana to tap out to the bank statement, while Charlotte has Emma in the figure 8. So they pick up the win, and Charlotte says, "Hey, remember, you owe me one, and I want a NXT Women's Championship match next week."
Sasha's like, bring it on.
Sasha's like,
match.
we do that.
Chicks are for kids, though.
Then we find out that Bayley is unable to wrestle because she has a broken hand.
Thanks to Emma.
Yeah, Emma broke her hand, and so she's
still a duck ass face.
She was hanging out at a NXT live show, saying, watching all these matches, and she says that don't worry, she's going to be making a return. She's going to be dominant in her return, like Triple H, like Stone Cold.
They both returned from major injuries and won championships, so she's going to do the same.
She's going to do the same thing, and she's starting with Emma. Emma's first in line to get more than just a hug.
Bayley, you're not going to win the championship if you beat Emma. She's not the champion.
One step closer.
She's not the champion, though.
But if she's coming back, she's going to work her way up. She's got to start at the bottom somewhere. God knows she can beat Dana.
Carmella.
No.
Beat the crap out of Carmella.
Then we got a recap, a shorter version of the NXT title match from Beast in the East.
Spoiler alert, Finn Balor wins.
What? Hey, you got a salmon out of that one. And then we got Owen's reaction. He was sitting on the stairs after the show, and the guy comes up and says, Kevin, we just want a reaction. After losing the NXT Championship, how are you feeling?
Face.
Yeah, Kevin Owens tried to kill the cameraman.
I think he tried to eat the cameraman.
I don't think Kevin Owens is a cannibal.
He's part panda.
Pandas eat bamboo. I don't think the cameraman was made of bamboo. Granted, we didn't see the cameraman. Alright. The cameraman was made of bamboo, and Kevin Owens ate him.
Then part panda bear.
Jesus Christ. Then we got the official, hey, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are going to be tag team partners.
Ready, willing, and Gable.
His handshake, making sure that the towel was there to show off his name. We're getting...
it shows off his name, his gimmick, and his mad butler skills. All at the same time.
Oh, boy.
And we got another, a vignette, not a vignette, an interview with, no, not even an interview. Just a segment with Solomon Crow.
This led into his match, though.
Yeah.
Solomon Crow saying that he's back, and he's...
Angry,
he's more aggressive, and he's more nasty than he was before. And he comes out, and he beats Marcus Louis with his stretch muffler, which is now called the Crowbar. Cool name.
I just want to note the fucking punch at the beginning of this match.
Where he just hauled off, punched him in the face.
Knocked his ass out almost.
I thought it was going to end right there. I was like, okay, Crow's just going to win that way. Marcus Louis grunts a lot. Solomon Crow does too.
It was a very vocal match. I am glad that Crow is using the submission hold more often now, because I had a really hard time believing his little slingshot splash.
Yeah, and
because he's like. Now that Callisto's gone, he's legitimately like the smallest guy on their roster.
Yeah, he needed something, and I'm glad he's going with the submission. It's a vicious submission that he can do differently to different people, and so it gives him diversity and
rock lock.
Yeah. Fuck that, it's square bar. But yeah, good job, Solomon Crow picking up a win over Marcus Louis. We get an update next week. We're going to find out what the medical condition of Sami Zayn is currently, what the timetable is on his return, and how he's doing so far. But then we move on to our main event, which is a tag team match. Number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Vaudevillians, taking on Enzo and Cass. Take it away, Hawk.
It was a fun. A lot of
it was a fun.
It was a fun.
It was a fun.
If you couldn't have fun, make it a fun.
Oh shit. Enzo.
A lot of Enzo. Like this is an
Enzo and
match.
Simon Gotch opened up with some great chain wrestling. A lot of good
some
technical
unique things.
Yeah, there was some good stuff right
Enzo
at the beginning.
has like a backflip into a go behind.
Yeah, he was in. He had Simon Gotch in the headlock. He gets tossed back over his shoulder, but as soon as he drops down, he grabs the go behind, gets the O'Connor roll, kicks out. Yeah.
Simon Gotch looking like Justin Long and Kane from like 1997 at the Fusion Dance.
Yeah, the black and red definitely adds a different look to the Vaudevillains as opposed to the black on gray that they've been rocking for the last couple of months. Yeah, it was very much like Cass didn't even get tagged in until the very end. Enzo was on top of it for a while, but then the Vaudevillains were able to take control. Aiden English gets tagged in. They do a double team. Simon Gotch gets tagged in again, and pretty much just beats down Enzo for most of the match. They get the double hot tag spot. Cass comes in.
There was the one spot where Enzo was making the comeback against Aiden English and put him in the corner, but then he ran at him.
And kicked him in the face.
He was like running so fast that when Aiden English put his feet up, like his momentum took him and like almost put him under the bottom rope completely.
Yeah, and he lands, and the first camera view is like right on Enzo's face, and he's just completely
dead
like
selling. Like,
he's like knocked the fuck out. Yeah, Cass gets tagged in. Runs all the big man moves on Aiden English, and then knocks down Simon Gotch, who actually got a blind tag. They were going for the Amore missile. Gotch ends up grabbing Cass's leg, pulls him out underneath. Enzo decides, oh shit, well I better do something. Dives onto Aiden English, who rolls through very much the way Johnny Mundo in Sexy Star, rolls through and pins Enzo, and the Vaudevillains are officially the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships.
So we got two number one contenders determined on the same night.
Huh. Interesting.
Curious who's going to be the number one contender for the NXT Championship.
Title Breeze.
Hell yeah. Hideo Itami also.
Nah, Hideo. Yeah.
He said he wasn't going to challenge whoever won between...
Yeah, and they are saying that he's going to be returning by TakeOver, I think. So.
And let's not forget Samoa Joe is around.
Samoa Joe's got more of a bone to pick with Owens though. We're gonna get another Joe versus Owens 1-on-1.
Another Jones match.
Another Jones. That'll probably happen at NXT Takeover.
Also, one thing we glossed over. The match that everyone wanted to see got teased before it got stopped abruptly. I think it's going to lead up to the thing for TakeOver. Bull Dempsey versus Vending Machine.
Oh Christ, that was last week.
Oh, well, was it?
That
was funny.
There was no Dempsey. You weren't here last week to talk about it.
No.
So. Well, okay, while we're talking about what you thought about things, I asked Thomas Wolf what he thought on Monday about Beast of the East. What were your thoughts on Beast of the East?
Jericho Neville was fucking awesome.
Agreed.
It was kind of obvious that Jericho could do a little more conditioning if he's going to make his little comebacks. But he held his own. The springboard into the Codebreaker was really impressive. Jericho got really high up in the air.
Yeah. And I love the way Neville sold the Codebreaker.
And the fact that we had the Lion Tamer finish the match.
Yeah, cinched it in. Very good.
And they called it the Lion Tamer. They didn't try and call it Walls of Jericho.
And they said it was a callback to him being a Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Yeah. The Divas Triple Threat was also very impressive.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston happened.
That's exactly what I thought it was. And then Brock got to beat up the entire New Day afterwards.
Yeah, Brock won. Brock got to win a match and beat up a bunch of black guys.
On a house show in Japan.
Yeah, that's weird.
On the WWE Network.
And then they had the main event. Owens versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
Then they had the dark main event.
Which was really great. The match was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
The only real thing I can say about the match is just if you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's rad. Balor hits a lot of his old school Prince Devitt moves.
Getting big.
Owens is goddamn great at getting heat. I hate this stupid country and all of the people in it. Yeah. And then there was the other match.
The dark main event.
Sure. It was just bonus match. John Cena, Dolph Ziggler versus Wade Barrett and Kane. Kane was there.
Yeah, it was. Didn't win, but he was there.
A lot like WrestleMania. Yeah. After the Owens Balor match, that was just so lackluster. So
Yeah, we didn't do.
I give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
All right. Yeah, we didn't do a review on it, or I didn't do a review on it. If you want to know my thoughts about the match, you can go on to the Facebook page. Go back to last week where I posted. I had pretty much one thought about each match, except for the Balor versus Owens, because my first one was Finn fucking Balor because his fucking paint was awesome. And then I had some good thoughts about about the match they put on. I didn't really even post anything about the tag team match at the end because I didn't really care after the NXT title match. But if you want to,
yeah, that's just a mistake on booking order.
Well, it's.
I mean, obviously WWE's like, oh well, it's a WWE show, so let's put our top guys on last.
Well, yeah, that's obviously the thought process, but that doesn't make it a good idea.
Yeah, no. The idea is like, for me too, the fact that it was like a match with a title on the line.
Yeah.
Maybe should have gotten a main event slot.
In probably what is the most popular thing going on in WWE right now.
And probably the most popular guy they could have brought to Japan.
And they could have had Cena go on, they could have had Cena go on first, and then as him and Ziggler were walking back, have Owens come out and shoulder check Cena on the way to the ring.
There you go.
That'd be cool. Build some more heat for Battleground.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things I would have done differently.
But overall, it was a fairly good show.
Yeah, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. So yeah, This has been the midweek wrap up. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe.
Click on all the links at the bottom.
All them links. We're posting all kinds of stuff on
Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Tumblr, emails,
his email specifically.
playlist.
Over there.
Over there.
It's on the
Playlist over there.
over there. On the other side
Other side of my head. It's over here in this region.
Post down in the comments what you thought about Lucha Underground and NXT, building up towards their 2 big shows coming up. NXT Takeover is going to be outside of Full Sail. It's going to be at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, the night before SummerSlam. That's going to be a cool weekend. I feel really bad for anyone who's wrestling at SummerSlam.
I was about to say,
They always do that.
That's potentially going to ruin SummerSlam.
They always do that. Their takeovers are the weeks of pay-per-views. And they fuck themselves over because takeover is always better. Always. But that's going to be a fun weekend to talk about. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the other videos in the playlist. Check out the other videos that are coming up later in the week. Like the SmackDown rundown and the indie news that I won't fuck up completely because he'll be here to do all that indie stuff.
This guy trying to do my job.
It was hard. It was really hard. I don't want to do it ever again. You can have your job back.
Damn straight.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.